May I come in, sir?
Start.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Gunjita,
Yes, sir.
please take a seat, Gunjita.
Thank you, sir.
For the benefit of the panel, could you give a brief introduction, please?
Yes, sir. So my name is Gunjita Agrawal. I come from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. I've done BCom honors from Bhopal itself. Currently, I'm pursuing a course in public policy from Indian School of Public Policy, New Delhi. My interests include watching tennis tournaments and meditation. And the sectors that I'm keen to work in are education and women development.
Very good. Now tell me, you're also interested in cricket, it seems, right?
Yes, sir. I've played inter-college cricket.
Very good. In what capacity? Fast bowler, batsman, all-rounder?
So I was a batsman. Batswoman, I would say.
Okay, let's be politically correct. So, batswoman. And at which spot in the team would you bat?
So it was the third spot.
Oh, that's the most coveted. Huh? That's probably the one with the person who's considered the best batter. Bats there. So, have you been following the World Cup?
Yes, I have been following the Women's T20 World Cup.
So, who's the first Indian to take 100 T20 wickets?
Sir, I am not aware about the name.
That was Deepti Sharma.
Sharma.
Now,
Yes, sir.
tennis.
Yes, sir.
What does the term Golden Slam mean?
So, term Golden Slam means in a calendar year after winning all the 4 tournaments, and when you win the Olympic
Very good.
tournament as well.
That's correct. And who's the only person who have achieved this feat? Any idea?
So I do not recall the name. I
Lady
read
one.
about it.
A lady player from
Selma
Germany.
From Germany. Oh no, sir. I'll have to
Steffi
read.
Graf.
Steffi.
Okay, right. Now, can you tell me something about the digital rupee?
The digital rupee. The digital rupee is the proposed digital currency by RBI. It would can be used for making financial transactions and making economic transactions across the nation. It would reduce the need for carrying physical currency and cash with the public, and can increase transparency in the financial system because the transactions would be online.
But we already have the unified payments interface, right?
Yes,
How would
sir.
this be an improvement?
So the UPI is a technology that is helping us make the transactions, while digital rupee would be the digital currency which can be used beyond UPI to make transactions.
In what sense? I didn't quite get the difference.
So, sir, Unified Payments Interface helps to make the financial transactions using technology. For example, recently we can make remittances also using UPI. But digital rupee is very similar to what Indian rupee is in cash. So the RBI would be
So let me put it this way. UPI, you need a bank account. Digital rupee, you would not need a bank account. Is that right?
I'll take a moment to think about it.
We've gone past several moments, so let's give that up. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. When was it launched? Do you have any idea?
Yes, sir, it was launched in 2014.
And a particular, you belong to MP, right?
Yes, sir.
A particular city in MP is making waves?
Yes, sir. Indore has been given the ranking for the 6th time as the #1 city.
So, just analyze this for me. What has happened in this particular city which is remarkable?
So, sir, there are three things to it. The first is the model of solid waste management, for which they are using this solid waste management to convert it into bio-CNG, which is further being used in public transport. The second is the citizen participation. Citizens in Indore have completely taken the responsibility alongside administration for keeping the city clean. And the third is the private sector and the civil society participation in the process, whereby they have been motivating the citizens and coming upfront themselves, bringing technology for waste management.
Good. Now, there's a saying in UP and in other northern states that the country is run by the PM, excuse me, the CM and the DM.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first two are elected by people's representatives. I mean, people's representatives are first sent to parliament or assembly and then they elect, right? Is it time that we used direct elections to the Zilla Parishad and then make the CEO the ex officio DM as well? Say, have elections every 5 years? Does this idea appeal? If not, why not?
Sir, I believe that the responsibility of CEO is and the DM is the administration of the district, which has to be politically neutral, and there needs to be a continuous chain of command which is operating at the district level. Otherwise, it can create disturbances in the city's administration. So, a 5-year
in the district's administration, you mean?
Yes, yes, sir. So, a 5-year election can, first of all, like we see in political scenarios, undermine the administrative systems and the daily working of the citizens. So, I think
Not a good idea.
not a good idea.
My final question to you: artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Yes.
How are they different? Which is the subset of which? Is AI the subset of machine learning or vice versa? How would you put it?
So, artificial intelligence is the use of computer programs to make them think like humans, and machine learning is when any device starts performing human-like actions. So, I'd say machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence because it uses the technology of artificial intelligence to conduct or perform those actions.
Fair enough. Now, give me the example of a washing machine to illustrate machine learning and artificial intelligence. Using a washing machine, can you give me something on how the two are different? Very simple. Apply that concept.
So, machine learning would be, for example, setting a timer on the machine, and it would automatically stop after 30 to 40 minutes. The timer which we said would be a process of machine learning. And understanding the type of cloth and the process that involves for the particular type of cloth would involve artificial intelligence.
What is that process called? Do you recall? It's often written on the washing machine itself. Fuzzy logic.
Fuzzy logic.
Thank you, Gunjita.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Gunjita. Thank you, sir. What is the meaning of your name, Gunjita?
Sir, it comes from the Hindi word gunj, and it means the humming of a bee and a
Okay.
cheerful person.
Very good. Sociology is your optional,
Yes, sir.
but you are a graduate in business economics, accounting and cost accounts. Why this switch? You could have opted for commerce as an optional.
So, sir, there are two reasons to it. Primarily, during my college days, I was a part of NSS, wherein I worked on the issues of women development and tribal development in Madhya Pradesh. So, I got an inclination that I am interested in these sectors. And secondly, when I started the preparation, I found myself more interested and excited to learn a new subject. So I chose sociology as an
Okay.
optional.
Okay, very good. Let's take, how can you apply sociology plus business economics in civil service as a career? Sociology plus commerce, let us say. How can you apply?
Sir, I'd say through an example. For example, women development through self-help groups uh, and reaching the most vulnerable sections of women and helping them open self-help groups would be a mix of sociology and business economics. Because I think economic empowerment can lead to other empowerments as well.
Is there any women's platform by Niti Aayog? Are you familiar with that? What is that platform known as? Because you mentioned about women development.
Yes, sir. I cannot recall the name.
WEP.
The Women Entrepreneurship Platform is the
Okay,
name.
thank you. Now let's come back to a little bit of this T20 cricket.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you see that match between India and Australia?
Yes, sir, I did watch it.
So what went wrong and at what level?
Sir, I think at the level of bowling, our spinners did not perform well against a strong Australian attack. And even the openers, although Spriti Mandhana had been playing 50s in the last two matches, but there was not a very significant contribution. And the lower order was expected to pull up the runs. But saying that, I believe they played really well because it was a very small margin of 5 runs by which they
What
lost.
was the changing point in the match?
I think the dismissal of the captain Harmanpreet Kaur.
Okay. Did you follow yesterday night's match? That England
South Africa.
versus South Africa. Did you follow that?
No, sir, I could
You
not
didn't
see
find
that.
time. Okay. Let's
Only
get
India,
out-
sir.
get out of it.
I would surely watch the
Okay.
highlights.
Now let's talk a little bit about sociology. What is your understanding of social capital?
So, social capital is the network of relationships that we as humans build across in the society.
See, I am not a student of sociology. Give me some examples. Sir, social capital means this.
Sir, our friends, families, professional colleagues, our larger cultural institutions. For example, if I am an Agrawal, the Agrawal Samaj would be a social capital for me.
Okay. And what is your understanding of social enterprise?
So, enterprises which are open to achieve any social objective would be social
Again, give me
enterprises.
some examples.
So, for example, the enterprises for selling tribal minor forest produce products would be an example of social enterprise. And enterprise providing education and health services would be a social
Okay.
enterprise.
Now give me 3 social sector schemes of the union government where Gunjita wants to improve. 3 social sector schemes.
Okay. So the first would be Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana,
Okay.
wherein government is providing
No, don't
direct
give me the
benefit transfer.
next.
The next would be the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme,
Okay.
and the third one would be midday meal scheme.
Okay. What is the name called now? This MDM scheme? Still they call it MDM or something else?
Sir, I think PM Poshan is
I
the,
don't know. So you have to tell me.
So PM Poshan is the new name from what I
Okay.
remember.
Okay, so these 3 schemes, Matru Vandana, Beti Bachao and midday meal scheme.
Yes, sir.
What will be your intervention?
So for a common intervention or separate?
I don't know. You have to improve these 3 schemes. That was the question.
Sir, I'd bring in a common intervention of bringing in technology as a useful tool in all the three schemes.
Okay.
The first one, wherein a direct benefit transfer is being provided,
Okay.
but the tracking and the searching for the intended beneficiaries by states is on a poor level. So using the technology, we can like a dashboard, we can track the beneficiaries better.
Okay. Okay.
In Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, technology for
Okay,
providing.
let's get out of this now.
Okay.
What is, do you represent New India? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose you are the deputy commissioner or what they call collector of Morena district.
Yes, sir.
What is your vision as a collector of Morena district for the year 2047?
So it would be multifold. The primarily, I would set up processing units, and
In 2047?
in 2047.
What is your dream? Presently, you are the collector of Morena district. Morena district for the year 2047.
So it would be double-fold economic growth and achieving the health and social indicators for the citizens of Morena.
Okay,
The
thank you.
targets.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gunjita, you're a sociology student.
Yes, ma'am.
What is happening in Assam vis-a-vis the some child marriage thing? Are you aware?
No, ma'am. I'll have to read upon it.
It's very surprising because it has been in news all together. Anyways, let me tell you, now legislation has been brought. Like more than the persons who are indulged in child marriage are being arrested. So the legislation is also retrospective in respect, like the people who have got married to a girl who was beyond, below 18 years of age. Now the husband and the fathers are getting arrested. Are you aware now?
Yes,
Have you read about it in the newspaper? No.
ma'am. No.
Okay. So what do you think about this scheme? Is it good? Is it right approach to tackle the issue of child marriage?
I believe the implementation of law is a good direction to bring in social change, but the way arrests are being made, as you told me, I think it could derail us from the real issue, which is dealing with poverty and illiteracy in the sector as well. And retrospectively arresting could create a negative bias in the society towards the administration. So I believe if the law has to be implemented, it should be after a notified date.
So you mean to say the retrospective aspect is wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
But should such kind of arrest be made?
Ma'am, if already warnings and a good awareness campaign has been done and still there are instances of child marriage, this would act as a negative deterrence in the society and it can lead to positive changes.
What are the ill effects of child marriage?
Ma'am, it leads to different other ill effects. For example, early teenage pregnancy, which acts as a vicious cycle where women get trapped in teenage pregnancy and the child is also malnutritious, and the child's education further is also not completed because the mother is not completely educated. The second, on a larger aspect, the society loses its productive workforce because women tend to move out of the workforce because of the family pressures.
Anything else?
And
You're ignoring a very important aspect regarding to the mothers, the underage mothers.
ma'am, their education gets disrupted and their
MMR.
health, the
MMR.
maternal and their health.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me, Gunjita, should gender define us?
Ma'am, I think we are all born as equal, and gender should not be the basis for defining any person. It can definitely be a model for development, but it cannot define any person per se.
Okay, so let's say if tomorrow you are going to work in administration, so do you think that you would like we all the UPSC, it generally tries to promote gender inclusivity. The United Nations, for that matter, is one another organization which aspires for bringing that gender inclusiveness. So, aren't they defining gender in some way when they are giving you avenues? They are promoting that female candidate don't have to pay any fees in UPSC, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
they are promoting that the female should come forward and come more to the administrative services. Isn't that a kind of promotive tool? So aren't they defining us there?
Ma'am, I think they're trying to undo the historical injustice and trying to bring in gender equality. If we would have achieved gender equality priorly only, then the focus would not have been on gender. But
Okay.
because of the development gap that exists, gender has been used as one of a model for development.
So is that a right model? What do you think? Is it the need of the hour, or it's not the right approach?
Ma'am, I think it is a definitive and right approach in a way, because if we give opportunities from the top and from the front, it would help more women role models to come on the forefront, and then the development can follow.
So tell me, what my last question to you: how does having more women in administration is going to help in the development of the country?
Ma'am, firstly, because they have a lot of experiences that they are bringing in, and the administration and the government is always making gender policies, so they can contribute on a professional and personal level to those policies. Secondly, women will, I think, women tend to be more empathetic and understanding in terms of certain women issues and child issues. So beneficiaries can be targeted better, and rest, I think, ma'am, they would equally contribute as men.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you, ma'am. Gunjita,
Yes, sir.
what is the fabric of the sari you are wearing?
So it's Bengali cotton.
Bengali cotton.
Yes.
What are other types of cotton?
So there's Maheshwari cotton sarees as well. There's Kerala cotton sarees, which I am aware of.
Okay. What are different types of silk?
So there's Chanderi silk, there's Mulberry silk, there's Bengali silk, and Maheshwari silk as well.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No problem. Gunjita, you said your name means humming like a bee.
Humming of a bee.
Humming of a bee. So, what are the essential traits of the character of a bee which, if acquired by an administrator, would lead to better administration?
Sir, I think bees are contributing to the transfer of pollens from one plant to another, and it helps in the whole production of plant cycle. So I think as an administrator, we should also use our skills from one place to another and contribute selflessly to the service.
Okay. Anything other than that?
Sir, I think the cheerfulness and the sweetness that bees carry.
Okay, lovely, no
An
problem.
administrator
Yes.
should also carry.
Very fine. So, where does Bhopal gets its name from?
So Bhopal gets its name from Raja Bhoj, who founded the city in the 11th century.
Okay. So, yeah, what is the full name of Raja Bhoj?
Raja Bhoj only. I am not aware.
Okay, no problem. People are saying that Bhopal should be renamed as Bhojpal. Government is also planning to take some action on it. What's your take on that?
Sir, I think in the past also cities have been renamed, and it does not change the economic structure or the political structure of the city. Personally, because I have been brought up with the name Bhopal, I think Bhopal is fine too.
Okay. Gunjita, have you heard of Simone de Beauvoir?
No, sir, I'm not
You have
aware.
not heard. Okay. She's a political thinker and she says that a woman is not born but constructed. A woman is a social construct. One is not born a woman but made a woman. So, do you agree with this?
Sir, I tend to believe that through gender socialization, women is taught certain social characteristics which then are used to define a women as women. But there also stands a biological aspect of this, which makes it more certain that it
Very
is a thing where
Very
we are
good.
born.
What's your take on entry of women in combat role in Indian Army?
Sir, I believe that an equal opportunity should be provided to women, and if they enter as combat leaders, they would be able to contribute to the work to the army force. Because
Why
we
is-
have examples from other countries like USA which have women in their
Okay.
army force.
I'm not talking about women in army force. We already have women in
In
our
army.
army. I'm only talking about combat role. So what are the challenges here?
Sir, I think physical strength and training would be required more for women. Secondly, the gender bias that they would face in terms of giving them the opportunities on field would also be a difficulty.
What in case if a woman is taken as a prisoner of war?
There could be higher chances of being tortured, but we have a UN convention which goes how we should treat prisoners of war, and if countries follow that,
And how well is that UN convention followed by our Western neighbors? Have you heard of Saurabh Kalia?
no, sir, I'm not aware.
You're not aware. What is happening in Pakistan? Something related to economy.
So it is facing an economic crisis whereby its foreign reserves have gone really down.
Should we help Pakistan?
Sir, India has always believed that unless the issues that surround India and Pakistan relationships like terrorism are not solved, we should not engage in direct help, economic help with Pakistan. But of course, on a humanitarian ground, we should contribute, which we have already been doing as well.
We are doing that.
So during Pakistan floods, India provided
Floods are
humanitarian.
different things. Floods are natural calamities. This economic disaster is a man-made disaster.
So floods was one of the reasons. So we did provide humanitarian assistance, but not directly in terms of economic help.
Okay, last question. which three central government schemes do you think have helped women in India the most?
Sir,
Current government only,
current.
not the schemes which have been going on since ages.
Okay. So the PM Poshan Abhiyan, whereby women are provided with free nutrition
Okay,
kits.
one.
So the one-stop center scheme, wherein you can use technology to record the
Chalo,
cases
I'll
against.
leave you there. I'll let you go there because you are stuck there. But because you are using technology so much, so I am enticed into asking one last question. You said you would like to improve midday meal by using technology. How would you do that?
Sir, we can create a tracker of children and measure who are taking the midday meal on an everyday basis, and also we can track the schools and the quality of meals that they are providing by using technology. So I think tracking the attendance and the quality of meal.
Okay. Thank you, Gunjita.
Thank you.